What's up, everyone? Aaron Egler here with Cheesehead TV, coming to you live on Thursday morning. The Packers set to take the practice field a little bit later today. We'll hear from Matt LaFleur and assistant coaches later this afternoon. And the Packers preparing to take on the Detroit Lions with one Matthew Stafford, who, and I love this nugget, has to throw one more touchdown pass against the Packers to have the all-time lead for touchdown passes thrown against the green and gold. Right now, currently, he is tied with Johnny U. That's right. Johnny Unitas and Matt Stafford have thrown more touchdown passes against the Packers than anybody else in NFL history. And the next one that Stafford throws, he will own the record, which is pretty crazy. And is also kind of a testament to the fact that the Packers have not had too many rival quarterbacks stick around for a while in the North or the Central to torch them. Packers have pretty much owned quarterback play for the last 30 years. Hopefully with Jordan Love, we keep it up for another 10 or 15. Hello, everybody in the comments. Good to see everybody. I love the hat. Thanks, Joey. Yeah, it's a new addition to the Cheesehead TV store. You guys should check it out. It's good stuff. Good morning. There's a lot of talk of trading for a receiver who shall not be named. Wouldn't extending Jones and Bach be more important? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, the trade talk is pretty much just that. It's just talk. And if you're referencing Allen Robinson, that will never happen. But OBJ, it's fun to think about, but I doubt it would ever happen. But you never know. But yes, I do believe, you guys know how the Packers operate. They will undoubtedly use whatever resources they have to extend Bakhtiari, Jones, etc. Lloyd Dixon, thanks for the super chat. A projection said the entire NFC week make playoff. I'm not quite sure what that means there, Lloyd. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Just finished a run in California. Still smoke in the air. 0 stars. Would not recommend. Dustin, stay safe, buddy. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for the support. Antonio Brown. They're not signing Antonio Brown. What in Brian Gutekunst's world have you seen since he took over to make you think that he is going to go sign Antonio Brown, who is in the midst of a suspension, by the way? No. Donald, what's up from Kakana? How are you, man? Good morning from New York City. Maggie Loney is here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, be on your best behavior. Maggie is in the house. What's up, Maggie? Let's talk about Kirksey and Barnes. Let's do that. I think sometimes my Packers nature gets the better of me, and I can't help but think of things in a cynical and negative way, much like many of the fans online do each and every day in my mentions. But I was thinking this morning, how much does it have to suck to be Oren Burks on Sunday? Sitting there on the sideline. There was one shot, I think it was after he makes the play, Barnes makes the play on the the screen play to Cook. He goes off to the sideline, and they have this shot of Barnes and literally like right over his shoulders, Oren Burks. Former third-round pick, Oren Burks, who can't get on the field to save his life. But there's a guy who literally went undrafted, was signed on Saturday, and is playing significant minutes on Sunday. What is your inner monologue if you're Oren Burks in that moment? That has just got to suck. Regardless, I thought Barnes obviously showed out well. I'm anxious to see how he looks in extended action. Only 15 snaps. It's not a huge sample size, but you do like what you saw. The promise is there. Kirksey, I think, first full game action in a while. I think he'll round into shape. We'll start to see a little bit more nose for the football type plays from him. We certainly saw it during camp. I think I'm going to say he's swimming a little bit, but he did seem a step off on Sunday, and I can't really put it any other way. But I do think as he gets more comfortable being back in game action, you'll start to see some big plays from him. Dustin, thanks for the super chat. Did Barnes get sent back down to the practice squad, or is he staying up? Also, we signed Chad Ochocinco yet. Let's just throw every wide receiver. Andre Rison's coming back for all I know. As far as I know, no, he didn't go back down to the practice squad, although there were a number of moves yesterday. I may have missed it. But no, I don't. I believe he's still on the 53. They will have a spot open when they put Lane Taylor on IR, if and when they do that. Nuclear family. I got you, Lloyd. He meant to say NFC West. Oh, sorry. My brain's not working that fast yet. I mean, could the NFC West in its entirety make it into the playoffs? It's a possibility. I don't think it's going to happen. They'll probably beat up on each other way too much. You already saw that in week 1 with the Cardinals beating Arizona, or the Cardinals beating the 49ers. And the 49ers are dealing with some serious injury stuff right out of the gate. I mean, they just put Richard Sherman on IR. Kittle's banged up. They got wide receivers up and down. So, long way to go. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Looking forward to seeing Dylan get more carries. I think everybody is, including Matt LaFleur, who did mention he wanted to get him a few more carries on Sunday against the Lions. So we'll see how that shakes out. What do you know about this Mac fellow we signed? I know they let him go yesterday. That's the proverbial cup of coffee. I don't know what this kid has done to not latch on somewhere, but now he has been, I think, with 3 teams in the course of a month. But yeah, no, they let him go and they signed Billy Wynn, the former defensive lineman was a former draft pick of the Cleveland Browns. So he's familiar with Pettine's defense, obviously. Nathan, thanks for the super chat. Wilson was offensive player of the week. Kerrigan, defensive player of the week. Keep the disrespect coming. Oh, man, if those awards are just given out by people at 345 Park Avenue and they mean absolutely nothing. They are less than worth the pixels they're printed with. So, yes, they can play the disrespect card. They can use it as a chip on their shoulder, what have you, but they do not mean a thing. When healthy, Kenny Clark at fullback. Maybe for some plays. We'll see. D-line, if Clark is out, Robin, desperate. Very desperate. I think they're going to have to play or call a lot more early pressures on rundowns, especially with Adrian Peterson and company coming to town. Now, that said, I don't think their defense fundamentally changes that much. I think they'll try and run their stuff. But, it's definitely worrisome. And it's one big reason the Packers have to cook on offense. The longer the Lions can stay in the game with the running game, the tighter it's going to get. It's just they're going to want to run the football. They're going to want to keep Aaron Rodgers in the offense off the field. That's why, to me, it's pretty imperative that they get that run game locked down. Now, you can come in with that mentality, but you don't have to look much further than the first play of the game in Lambeau last year where they ran the flea flicker and, the Packers were so dialed in on stopping the run. Everyone bid up, big play behind you, and they're off to the races. So still got to be disciplined, but I do think it got to be a little bit more aggressive early on. Devontae is player of the year. Matthew, I'm down with that. Patrick, thank you for the super chat. Love Cheesehead TV even when you miss my super chat. I'm getting there, people. Good. Okay, let's just talk about the super chats for a second. I am going to miss some. It is going to happen. There are too many. I am on 3 platforms. Love the super chats, and I try to get to them all. Eventually, some get missed. I am sorry. I apologize. To the depths of my soul, I apologize. But I do try to get to them all. And if I don't get yours right away, I will scroll back and see, hopefully, all of them. But every once in a while, some will get missed. I love you all. Now I'm just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss any. Because then this is riveting programming. Look at this. This is what I missed. I love it, Patrick. Love the show. Thanks. I do thank you. You guys don't even know. Patrick is like a super fan in Europe who is literally sending us beer to the studio. And I just shouted at him. Thank you, Patrick. It's very much appreciated. Brian, thank you for the super chat. The only award that matters to anyone at 1265 Lombardi Avenue and all carriers of the G is a Lombardi trophy. Nothing else matters. It is time. Brian, that is perfectly stated. Legless, what's up, buddy? Nathan, the obligatory sign BJ Raji. If he was amiable to coming out of retirement, but I don't think he is. Dustin, thank you for the super chat. If Clark is down, play Jenkins at defensive tackle. Tell him to go block the opposing center and guard. How could it not work? Well, he's proven offensive line versatility, right? Who knows? Maybe he has side of the ball versatility as well. I guess it's possible. Or maybe not. Okay, I think I got them all. Legless, what's up, buddy? How are you? Nags, should Big Ten be eligible for playoffs? Oh, okay. I got two things for that. One, who cares? B, no. There. How's that? But they will be. And I find it funny that both sides of they should or shouldn't play are breathlessly bloviating about their decision to come back and play. And we all know it's about the money. Come on. There's no mystery here, right? So they're going to couch it in, the kids and the hard work and dedication they've put in. And all of that is true, but that's not why they're coming back. Come on. We all know. How will Raven Green's return energize the defense? That's a good way to put it, Joe. I think it'll give them some physicality, especially when they have to go to that 3 safety look. I would think it should help them in run defense, actually. He's a hell of a hitter and physical enough where when he's down in the box, he's not afraid to take on guys, even linemen. And I do not doubt for a moment that Pettin and that defense will look a lot better when they get Green back into the lineup. Now, it's no sure thing. He was still limited yesterday. So we'll see how he progresses starting today when the guys take the field this afternoon and or the new injury report comes out. Hopefully he makes it up to a full participant. Prediction on how long Pettin with the Packers beyond this season. I got nothing for you, man. Crystal ball stuff. Look, it could go any number of ways, including he could consistently field a team that turns the ball over really well, is really opportunistic, struggles against the run, and they ride that all the way to the Super Bowl. The Saints did it back in 2009. That's the exact kind of defense they had. They could look really bad against the run these first couple of weeks and then shore it up as the season goes along and have a real lockdown top 5 defense by the end of the year. That could happen. I doubt it does, but it could. He could look absolutely terrible. The thing could completely fall apart on that side of the ball. All of these things could happen. We're 1 week in. I have no idea. It's the reason we watch. I'm really excited. But as far as like Mike's job security past this year, it will be performance-based. And depending on which path that defense takes, will undoubtedly come into the decision-making when LaFleur sits there at the end of the year and decides what he wants to do. If I become a Patreon member, will you get Olive a dog? No. Who covers Marvin Jones Jr. on Sunday? He is good, Matt. I could not agree more. That is number one. I know Galladay has been dealing with, I think it's a hamstring issue, but Jones has tore them up. And I actually asked Jerry Gray about Jones specifically because he has had a history of really taking it to Green Bay, no matter who's on him. I tend to think they put Kevin King on him for the most part because of his length, but we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised to see Jair on him at times, but to me, I think Kevin's probably the better matchup. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. I'm a big UGA fan, so I watched Swift in college. The dude can eat. I'm a little worried about him on Sunday. Thanks for everything, Nags. Well, thank you, man. We'll see. I mean, I don't watch a ton of college ball, as you guys know, but we all know the NFL is a different beast, so we'll see. How has Save the Kettle been going? Kyle, they're hanging on by a thread. We're about to send them $1,000 worth of profit from the merch. And I know they showed the game on Sunday to a very limited crowd. The weather is turning. I know the state is about to implement in-person dining and or bars can open up for 25% seating, which is nothing. There's no way you can make a living on that. They're going to need some kind of government support. I don't know if that's ever going to come. De Blasio and Cuomo have spent the last 3 months doing fuck all to help businesses like that. So I don't know. And I know they also have a very unforgiving and unflexible landlord. So you throw all that in the pot, and I have little doubt it's going to be tough times for Patrick and company going forward. But so far, they've been hanging on. And, that GoFundMe is still up there, and anything you guys can do to help support them or purchase their merch from us helps them. Anthony, thank you for the super chat. Today I learned that the Bears and I share a birthday. Gross. Cheers to beating them for another 100 years. Salut, Anthony. That's what I'm talking about. 1,000%. Shout out of a cannon. Tanyan, Sternberger, DeGuara. Got to start one, sit one, cut one, and go. Why do I got to cut one? I'm keeping them all. This sounds suspiciously like a fantasy football question. I'd probably start Tanyan, and then Sternberger and DeGuara would be the kind of sizzle to add onto it. I ain't cutting nobody. Should I start Peterson versus Green Bay's run defense? No, because I don't think the volume will be there. I think they'll mix it up. I don't think he's going to get ton of carries. What else we got? Did DeGuara look good enough to warrant an increased role, or will he continue to be brought on slowly? Joe, that's a really good question. I think they love him. I think the fact that he was out there as much as he was in week 1 tells you how much they like him. And I do think his role will only expand. Now, the caveat to that is I do think some of it is matchup dependent, and probably, you're going to see weeks where he's a lot more involved than he is other weeks, simply because they think they can take advantage of whatever the defense presents. But I do think he is a matchup problem for most teams. And again, I'm really anxious to see if his usage increases, because you got to love what you saw week 1. FYI, it's Devontae, not Devontae. Carry the G. No doubt, Brian. No doubt. It gets mixed up all the time. Galladay always eats versus Green Bay. You're not kidding, man. Like I said earlier, he is dealing with an injury. We'll see if he plays. But yes, he has been a major thorn in the side of the Packers secondary for years. If I tried Modelo Light Beard is now available in New York. I have not. I'll have to give it a go, Sub-Zero. Thanks, buddy. Thank God we got all these flashy wide receivers this offseason. Man, who needs them, Stefan? Who needs them? Not the Packers. Antoine, we'll run the score up to make them have to beat us through the air, and hopefully Jair and company will eat. Well, that's the game plan. There's zero question about it, especially if Kenny Clark is out. It's very, very important they get a lead this week, no doubt. Oz, happy hour tonight. That's right, buddy. Patreon members, the happy hour information is on the Patreon page, 6 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. Our safety core is the most underrated 1-2 punch in the NFL. I don't know, Casey. I haven't had a chance to look at the All-22, and I know it's finally up. And that is the one thing you need to look at before you can really talk about safety play. But I will say, from the number of times I've rewatched the game this week, again, you need more out of Savage. And I think Amos is still solid, but Savage he's got to up his level of play. And I don't think there's any question that he has the ability to do it. He's got all the ability. He's just got to be more consistent. Better Packer cult hero, Travis Jervey or John Kuhn? Well, Nick, obviously I think Kuhn is the more well-known, probably more respected and remembered guy, but come on. You can't beat Travis Jervey. If for no other reason than Corey Behnke used to yell his name out all the time for random, no good reasons. Greetings from Dallas. Will my Stars win Lord Stanley's Cup? Sean, is that ping pong? I have no idea. Absurd Skills. OBJ to Green Bay? Maybe. Is Geronimo Allison still on the Lions roster? No, he opted out prior to the start of the season for COVID-19 reasons. Savage got burnt. Well, yeah, he did. It was a bad play. His eyes got caught in a bad spot. And Jerry Gray tried to cover for him yesterday. But, when you're up by that much, you can't be peeking in the backfield. You can't be peeking on the sideline. You can't be biting on double moves when you've got a multi-score lead in the fourth quarter. Those are rookie mistakes, but he's a second-year player. Can't be having it. Can't be doing it. Jesse, Packer transplants tonight? No, sir. Sorry. Next week, next Wednesday, the 23rd. I promise, the 23rd. Will I attend any Packers game in person as a media member? Not this year, Dan. Everything will be out of our studio. Corey may attend some games if they open up for fans, but I'll be doing watch parties each and every game day from our studio in New York. Josh, the fear in Devontae's face when he thought about getting fined when answering your question was all that's wrong with the NFL. I mean, it was kind of funny because he did want to go in on the refs and the call. For those of you who are unaware, I asked Devontae about the frustration of having that call, the call where it went not the Packers' way, and he said it was out of bounds or an incomplete catch because he said, his index finger was off the ball for a second. But yeah, he did say, I don't know what the rules are as far as criticizing officials on these availabilities, but it's just an absurd call. He clearly catches it. He clearly has it all the way out of bounds. It's just another lawyered up, ridiculous way for the NFL to control the game. It's stupid beyond belief. I mean, Nathan, thank you for the super chat. This is an angle I have not seen a lot. It's the Rick Wagner revenge game, people. Wagner going to bury some Detroit defensive linemen or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, take one or two more here. That DeGuara pick could be one we look back on and praise Goody. Tight end, such a tough year one job, and he is contributing already. Hey, some of us were all about the DeGuara pick as soon as it happened. Check out our live reaction. Yeah, you know, I know it gets colored with the national, oh, they had such a terrible draft, and oh, he's just a fullback, blah, 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 blah. You can already see in week one how valuable and malleable he can be on offense. They know what they're doing. It was a great pick then. It's a great pick now. I can't wait to watch him mature and continue to contribute. When will EQ be back, Billy? I don't know. We'll see. I know he was inactive on Sunday. He's on the injury report this week. We'll see if he does a little bit more at practice today. All right, guys, I got to get going. Can't thank you enough for all the questions, for all the super chats, for all the interactions. It really means a lot to me and to us here at Cheesehead TV. Please do me a favor, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel. And if you're so inclined, please consider giving us $5 a month on our Patreon page, patreon.com/cheeseheadtv. It really helps support everything we do, including 5+ hours of live streaming each and every game day this year. But hey, if you can't, totally get it. Just hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day.